No, that was definitely
Cameron.
You don't get to decide what's canon.
Cameron, what do you want to discuss?
Mine is way less serious or
dicks.
good nouns.
Shapes of penises. Does it matter?
No, it's actually
does.
it's a little bit. Well, it might be worse.
All right, hit me.
There's a new survey. There's a new study out about how you act drunk could determine what kind if you have alcohol, if you'll experience problems with alcoholism.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Everyone at the table just looks at me.
The study is if you're drunk all the time, you might have alcoholism.
no. Like your drunk personality.
Yeah.
Could
So what's
predict.
the most volatile?
They went to college campuses, and
That's the best place.
yeah, no, they got like.
Well, you're all assholes.
They did everybody in pairs. So like they could have like someone could rate themselves, and then their drinking buddy or like whoever usually goes out drinking with them can like confirm or.
I want to see these conversations.
And,
What were the levels?
No, okay, well, I'm getting to that.
we're gonna improv this.
There were 4 categories they did, like based in pop culture.
Okay.
So the first one was the Hemingway,
Wow.
which basically is you basically don't change at all. You're almost the same exact person drunk as you are sober.
Okay.
Because Hemingway, I guess, was famous for that.
So we're gonna do this with each other, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next is the.
I'm kind of scared to do this.
Next is the Mary Poppins. So you're more or less the same person, but
We have a large bag.
your intellect, like your
Spoonful
intellectual
of cinnamon
ability,
makes the alcohol
and
go down.
your intellectual ability, and then
Not a
your
spoonful of cinnamon.
self-discipline
Sugar?
goes down.
Wait, but where do they get Mary Poppins from? That
I don't know.
that's weird.
We're doing the next. Now the next
We'll
one.
have to
is
watch that
the-
movie again.
Yeah. Next one is the Nutty
attention.
Professor, which basically is just your self-discipline goes down. That's typically where you're like the introverted person after a couple drinks all of a sudden just becomes the life of the party and just won't shut up, like that kind of person. And then
I
last
want to find out which one of these I am.
last one is the Mr. Hyde, which is basically you turn into a shit show and no one wants to be around you.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fucking love all of you.
Interestingly, most girls fell in the Mr. Hyde category.
Oh, really?
Most women.
College age girls though.
Yeah.
So
In my experience, that lines up.
And then the people who are linked
With my recent experience that you have, that lines up as well.
Well, yeah.
quarters.
the
Right.
categories are linked with like trouble of alcoholism though. Are the Mr. Hyde,
Yeah.
which is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Then the Hemingway,
Oh.
the people who don't change really at all.
Oh, well, because then they can justify
Marty
it to
Sleva.
themselves by Because then they could justify it to themselves by
So I
saying,
was wondering-
As far as
entire
we
time
know,
I'm like-
we've never seen him sober.
That's true.
that's true.
Yeah.
We did see him wasted though. And
Yes.
that
He was
was
still
fun. That was
pretty
fun.
the same.
Yeah, he slurred a lot, but he was
Yeah.
but
But
very show individual.
so the Hemingway and Hyde are the closest to. Is there like one that's the least, like the farthest from alcoholism for the other two?
That didn't really get into that.
Oh, okay. It was just.
The Mary Poppins and Nutty Professor. were-
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one do you think would be more?
Can you explain the Mary Poppins again? I was talking.
Fuck you, Trevor.
Mary Poppins is almost like the Nutty Professor, but instead, not only
Intellect.
does your self-discipline go down in Mary Poppins, but also your intellectual ability.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
How this relates to Mary Poppins, I don't exactly know.
I feel like I'm the Nutty Professor.
I felt like I was that too.
That's what I feel like.
Well, what was the Hyde? That was the life of the party.
No, everyone hates you.
Oh, okay.
So I think that one's Steven.
I don't know what I am.
It depends on the day.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
And my
definitely
mood.
either
It depends on the day with you.
either the Mary Poppins or the Nutty Professor.
I feel like you're the one who then becomes the life of the party, who used to be the introverted to the extroverted. That one. Because when you get drunk, you get like,
I won't shut up.
Yeah, you won't. Yeah, that's yeah. I feel like I'm either the Hemingway or the Nutty Professor.
I know. Yeah.
I think I do too.
I know quite.
You seem more like the Hemingway to me. You're chill.
You're kind of the same. You get like a little bit more loud.
Well, okay,
But-
but if I've had a couple drinks and I'm around sober people, I kind of like
chill.
Well, yeah, because I had my friends over here, and you were totally chill. And at one point, I'm like, Brendan, how much have you had to drink? And you go, I'm off the rails drunk right now. And I was like, that was so just eloquent. Like,
but if I were around drunk people, like I think that I kind of do the Nutty Professor sometimes, like.
Yeah.
It's especially like when I'm in bigger groups, especially I'm real quiet and reserved and stuff like that. And then once I get drunk, I'm fucking. I want to hug everyone.
So like all my friends, I'm like, okay, so this person's Mary Poppins, obviously. This person's Hemingway.
Who's the worst drunk?
Don't say anything.
Well, not names, but like
physical features
with the eyes.
No. Like our
contact with the eyes.
Circle.
I'll cover your eyes from the camera.
I'm not gonna. I can't think of a Mr. Hyde right now. I can't.
Right.
In our circle.
Yeah, I can't.
I can think of
Can we
one.
talk about at this table?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
I become the Mr. Hyde.
Not the Mr. Hyde necessarily. You're just the worst one to be around.
He doesn't get mad.
No. I said he's the worst one to be around because he just becomes incoherent.
The best was when he drank all that Fireball. Like when I had just gotten here, and you were just like, we should be recording this right now. This is all great. And I was like,
giggling, like incoherently.
You couldn't even get through a goddamn sentence.
Sounds like Mary Poppins.
That was before.
And then we started talking about music, and you passed out.
Yeah. You were like, oh, so Muse put out a new album, and everyone was like, all right, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I turned around, and it was like, I saw it happening. It wasn't even like you were sitting there, you were bored, and you fell asleep. You're like, I'm going to bed now.
I saw him going to talk about music for the next hour, so I'm just gonna go to sleep.
He was like fluffing up the pillow and all this stuff.
Like, all right, goodbye. I'll see you later. No, it does depend on my mood. Though.
It does.
Yeah,
I've been around you. I'm like, oh, this is a fun Steven drunk, and then I'm like, wow, I want to.
Of course, the categories are very like limiting. I mean, there's not just 4 different ways that people.
Well, yeah, it's like
they acknowledge that, but
yeah, it's also
I want more because I feel
I
like
want
there's
more categories. Yeah,
they found it interesting though that people who rarely change at all usually have problems with alcoholism.
Okay,
that kind of makes sense though. Like what he was saying, like you can justify it to yourself, like. Oh, I can go to work drunk. Like,
I already am.
I thought, okay, never mind.
But there's also been a lot of studies and stuff about how like the ambiance of the room changes you.
Yeah.
Depending on how. Like, it doesn't even matter how much
changes you.
But it's like
I'm looking up
like other people's like they just influence you. Like even if you've almost if you've had nothing to drink and yet everyone else around you is drunk, you could become susceptible to becoming and falling into their like. Personality at the moment. Like if like everyone else at like a party is like super drunk and like flamboyant and stuff, you kind of start to adapt to that and become more like it. Even if you had only like 1 beer, you start to like I don't know. It's like that weird thing where it's like they gave these people drinks and told them that it was like a thing of vodka mixed with something else. And then they gave these people actually did give them the vodka, but the other like they didn't tell them that they gave them the vodka.
And then they gave one person speed. And they're like it's a mood suppressant, and they just lost
the
their
Hunger
minds.
Games.
Yeah.
Who will win?
Yeah.
And so like the people who actually drank it but were told that they got water, like were acting like normal, and then the people who got the water and were told that they got the vodka, or were told that they got the vodka, actually started acting drunk. Like it's just that weird thing where it's like the mindset that you put yourself in is what influences you a lot, especially when it comes to drinking.
Yeah.
So I feel like that could also kind of sway like the classes that people could be put into. So that's why we change depending on like our mood or who we're with or what the circumstances are. So, but yeah, I don't know. It was very interesting.
One time in high school, I heard a story about a girl who broke. Like they were at a house party. I think I might have told you guys this story. They were at a house party and she broke into went into someone's basement and found just margarita mix. And then drank it all. Yeah. Drank it all and came up and she's like, I'm so drunk, and like started knocking things off of tables and just like all this stuff. And they're like, you realize you need to add alcohol to margarita mix? And she's like, this one must be different because I'm so drunk. And they're just like, all right, like someone needs to drive her home, I guess.
Oh,
that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
What if she had a hangover? Actually,
probably from the sugar.
I heard about a funny story, or a funny study that was similar to what Steven was saying, where they basically got these 2 groups, and they gave one group a shot of. They said they were giving them a shot that it was like vitamins, like it would just make them feel better. that there would be no negative side effects or anything like that. And what they actually gave them was a shot of pure adrenaline.
Oh wow!
Oh my goodness!
And they got another group.
How? Well, okay, go ahead.
Sign a waiver.
They got another group.
If we give you adrenaline, you can't sue us, but it's not going to be adrenaline.
No, the waiver probably like.
We can do whatever we want.
I assume they gave them a health screening first. So I was like, are you allergic to anything? Do you have heart problems? Do you have yeah. And then the other group, they gave them the same shot of adrenaline, but told them that the vitamins might have side effects such as, your heart will start beating faster, your vision might get a little blurry and stuff like that. So then they brought these two groups into a room and basically just started playing music and basically got a bunch of other people in, started a dance party essentially, just people having fun. So the people who had been given vitamins and not the people who had been given adrenaline and were told they were vitamins with no negative side effects started dancing and having a great time because they're just this is just a natural high that I'm having because I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And the other group who knew there were going to be side effects had no fun at all and sat there because they were so afraid of the side effects.
Wow, that's not what I was expecting at all. Yeah. I thought it was going to be flipped around.
Nope, because they knew the side effects were coming and they scared them so bad that they refused to get up because my heart's already beating fast. If I get up and start dancing, I could
oh my god, that's crazy.
That's funny.
So it was a study to show how afraid we are of side effects and stuff like that.
Mind over matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.